is such. I'm still struggling to be myself, and I have to be myself. I have to comfort myself, and I'm happy I'm here with Dr. Koratengs, who is going to help me to put myself together. And I know it's just not me, but the millions of Ghanaians out there, how we can grieve the right way, you know, to be able to put ourselves together. So, Dr. Koratengs, good afternoon. How are you?
We are all going through the same phase.
Very difficult phase it is for everybody. 8 gallant men in the line of duty, Mekwaba. And those were the words they told their loved ones when they were boarding the flight. One of them sent a message to his wife, and he said, "Baby, I'm on my way to Kumasi. It will take about 15 minutes for us to arrive. When I get there, I will let you know." And that was it. Grief is very difficult, and we all grieve different ways. As a psychiatrist, I don't know if this is even the right question, because I can't find my words, but I'll ask you, what's the best way to grieve?
I don't think there's one best way to grieve. People grieve differently. Different cultures also grieve differently. Some would expect people to remain stoic even in the face of death and the loss of a loved one. Others are quite expressive about it. You wail, you cry, you roll on the floor. So I think it's based on individual differences and cultural differences. Grief is necessary. It's a process. It's not a momentary thing. And I believe that people should be allowed to grieve. Mourning gives you the opportunity to come to terms with your loss. It helps you to process your pain well. And then it makes you are able to sort of formulate how you are moving on, even in the absence of your loved one. And so people should be allowed to grieve. It's therapeutic in itself. And when words fail, the presence of loved ones matter. Your tears matter. Nobody should be made to feel bad about that you are crying. There's nothing like, why are you crying too much? Or there's nothing.
But some pastors will tell you, you are a child of God, and so God did it for a reason. So don't cry, because if you cry, then it means that you are letting God down.
I don't think any pastor right now.
They do.
They do.
Yes.
Well, that would be a wrong notion. I don't believe that people should be made or to bottle it up simply because in our society where we believe in fate and destiny being handled entirely by God, I think it's a very wrong notion. Even Jesus on the cross made provision for his mom. Mom, this is thy son. Son, this is thy mom. So I believe people should be allowed to give. Provision has to be made. Thankfully, we are a collectivist society. So in the event of any news like this, you realize that before you even get the family come together. And it's a very good way to help. The social support is important. And therefore, it's imperative that we allow people to give, come around, rally around. Reverend Father spoke about how that's his best friend, just sat by him. At times, yes, true, words will fail. There are days you may even say the wrong things, even genuinely, even if you mean well. And your presence matters. Even in the book of Job, you realize that when his friend came and realized the intensity of the problem, the Bible says for about 3 days and 3 nights, they just sat there in absolute silence. And I think that in this moment, trying to explain why would not make sense. Trying to try and then rationalize it won't make sense. Logic doesn't come in. And therefore, people have to be very circumspect in what they are saying. I believe most of us have received some of the SMS, broadcast SMS,
not to
telling
share.
us not to share, yes, because sensitivity matters now. You are not supposed to. I think most people have refrained from even commenting or writing anything on social media. I think everybody should also do that because grief usually comes in waves. So at times you feel you are okay. You'll be sad for a while, then you are laughing. I've seen people cry and laugh. Yes.
Because they thought they were okay.
And that's grieving.
That's grieving.
Because, yes, of course, somebody will make some light-hearted joke or something, even in the midst of the period. You can laugh. But eventually, it comes and then hits you back. And then now you call back and then you are crying again. I think it's fine. Cry as much as you want. Let it all out. And then I think you do well. Culturally, there are time-bound for grieving in some jurisdictions. Some people will say 6 months to a year, normal grieving. Usually when there's very intense, persistent grieving, even after a year, usually accompanied by suicidal thoughts, hopelessness, worthlessness, poor sleep. We get often, that's where we think you would actually need help. And in those moments, you would encourage people to come for help because unhealthy grieving would lead to its own deleterious effect. People suffer bodily from...
Which one is the unhealthy grieving?
So when you start losing your sleep, maybe 2 years, but then you are still preoccupied with the person you've lost, so that it impairs your function. Most people grieve, and after a period, they go back to work, they are functioning in school or whatever, in church, or whatever thing they do on the daily. But after a year, 2 years, you are still unable to do that which you were doing previously, that impairment, and it's not healthy.
So you said crying is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Very important. If you stop yourself from crying because you don't want to look like you're ungrateful to God, and you don't also want to look like the enemy has defeated you, that's what some of them will say.
Okay.
What could happen to you?
That's what I was saying. So when you try to bottle it up, your body, the tears are there for a reason. They must be let out. Your pain is communicating something to your body. There are hormones that deal with pain. There are your brain neurotransmitters are also... When you try to bottle it up, it doesn't help. There are days you just talk to somebody and you are fine. Bottling it up, for some people, BP just rises up. And yes, your body goes under intense stress during that period. So your cortisol levels go up. Eventually, you have a certain stress response system. Your BP is shooting out of the roof. In some cases, persistent cortisol in your system impairs your glucose metabolism, meaning your sugars can also go up. So all of those unhealthy approaches do not. And I think people get it wrong when you tell me that you don't want the devil to win. The devil has already been defeated. I think we should get that point clear. And that death, even in the face of death, we know that death is the final enemy that shall be defeated. We have to understand that you're not crying doesn't defeat or show that you believe in God. Trusting God through the pain is enough. You are crying, but you are not giving as though you have no hope. And that is important because you know that someday on the resurrection morning we shall meet again. That is a certain focus we all have to have. I believe Mary was crying at the foot. Jesus didn't tell her that, oh no, there's no need to cry. She allowed it and even recommended that John take over from here. So we should allow people, if it's a personal thing, allow yourself to give.
What about the close family of the bereaved at this time? What can we do to help them gain or breathe the right way? Let me put it like that.
We would encourage them to go through whatever rituals or family traditions, or go through all of that. Going through it helps you process that indeed. Because there are times before the funeral, you never truly believe the person is gone. And then now there's a casket in front of you, the casket is being lowered. Now you come to terms with, so go through that. Do not refuse help. When your family is around, be there. Like, allow them. Whatever help they extend, accept help in this period. For people who may be struggling personally to come to terms with what has happened, those who want to cry. But in the period, try and then eat, because there may be loss of appetite.
You have to eat.
So you are not eating because you really have some appetite for food. Yes, of course, but you have to eat because your body would also need food to run. So you would need that energy to go on. It shouldn't even be something bulk, but then eat. For some people cope by going for jogging or walks, or go for those ones they help. For those who need people to talk to, there's help available. Go through it. As much as possible, like I keep saying, in that period, there are people who may need to also avoid. So somebody sends you a picture of the video, avoid opening those during this time. It may be a trigger for something else. So you just have to do all of that. And then it's going to be a road, a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a process, like I said. And you have to go through.
Will they be fine?
Grief, depending on the closeness. So yes, for family, for children, for spouses, to say they'll be fine, well, within a certain spectrum, yes, they will be fine.
Okay.
But
which spectrum is that?
A spectrum where you can say that, even in spite of the loss, I can move on with my life. I'm going back to school, I'm going back to work, I'm still contributing to society, but there's nothing like a loss like this where you can completely say that there's a scar, that we are fine. Yes, at least maybe 5 years from now, we'll still with tears in our eyes look back, but then again realize that we are in a better space than we are in today.
Right. So at this time, do they need a psychologist?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Some people may. So for somebody who has a history of mental illness, may take it in a different phase. Someone like that may need a little bit. Support therapy is available, yes, of course, now, even for some people. There may be the need especially for those, like I mentioned, who have a history of, so maybe you've had a very terrible experience on a flight before, and it gave you a lot of anxiety previously. Then now this news comes, and then now your fear for flying shoot out of the roof again. So there are pockets of people who may have whom this event has triggered in different ways. Those people may need help. Colleagues of these men may need some psychological help. What if Ghana Armed Forces members tell us they are not going to work anymore because of what has happened? So yes,
everybody needs that psychological help. Dr. Koratengs, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We are super grateful. Thank you. It's a difficult time, very, very difficult time. And currently we have the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, on ground, and he's speaking. Let's take a look at what he has to say.
Soldiers in this process. I want to extend my condolences to the families of all those who died in this accident. It's very, very painful loss. Ghana has lost just a tremendous amount from this particular tragedy. And this is why I'm here to lay a wreath to express my condolences. Thank you.
Before you go, are we going to see full participation from you, your delegation, EMPP in the burial process?
Oh, well, you can expect it. I mean, this is not a partisan issue. It's not a partisan issue. This is a national tragedy. And regardless of, you should expect full participation because it is our national duty to fully participate. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
And so that is the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana saying that it is a national issue and so we shouldn't politicize it. Dr. Koratengs, your group, that is the
Ghana...
Yes.
So the Psychiatric Association of Ghana,
yes,
and the Ghana Psychological
yes.
Association.
You have also issued a statement to commiserate with the family and the nation as well, right? So are you going to be visiting the site very soon?
So I think...
Let me read a bit of what your team sent in, and they sent this. To commiserate with the family, the entire family, and it reads its official statement on the tragic helicopter crash involving Ghanaian officials. The Psychiatric Association of Ghana, PAG, and Ghana Psychological Association, GPA, expressed their profound sorrow at the tragic loss of 8 Ghanaians, including several senior government officials and security personnel through the military helicopter crash near Adanse, Akrofom, in the Ashanti region on the 6th of August 2025. We extend our heartfelt condolence to their families, colleagues, the government and loved ones of all those affected. This national tragedy is not only a political and security loss, but also a deep emotional wound for the country. These are wonderful individuals who gave themselves in service of our national progress, peace and development. Their sudden passing leaves a void that will be felt across sectors and generations. As mental health professionals, we recognize the far-reaching psychological impact such a loss can have on families, colleagues, institutions, and the wider Ghanaian society. Experiencing or hearing about such tragic events can cause emotional and psychological distress. It is normal to feel shocked, anxious, or overwhelmed in these moments of shared involvement. Friends and the general public to seek psychological support if needed. All right, so they say you should seek it. The Psychiatric Association of Ghana and Ghana Psychological Association, together with its partners, stands ready to provide professional counseling and psychological services to individuals and groups affected by this tragedy. Thank you so much for this. So you are ever ready to do this. Furthermore, to ensure sanity and proper healing in this difficult time, we urge the public and the media to show respect and sensitivity. We strongly caution against the sharing such images can further traumatize the families and friends of the victims and may worsen the distress in wider community. We appeal to everyone to consider the privacy and dignity of those grieving and to support them with compassion and respect. We encourage all citizens to honor their emotions and support one another and refrain from trivializing or making unhealthy comments on any platform. We call on government agencies, media outlets, faith-based organizations and community leaders to join efforts in fostering national unity, compassion and healing during this difficult time. In addition, we urge them to facilitate access to professional support for all affected persons. Early intervention can help reduce long-term psychological impact and ensure a smooth healing process. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace, and may the nation find comfort and strength in unity. A sign by Dr. Delali Fiagbe, who is the president of Psychiatric Association of Ghana, and also Dr. Richmond Aqua Coleman, who is the president of Ghana Psychological Association. Thank you so much for offering your services to everyone in this difficult time, especially the family. They are super grateful. Thank you so much, Dr. Koratengs, for being here.